All right, let's talk about a creature that, let's be honest, gives a lot of us the creeps, the centipede. Today, we're going to break down its bite, get rid of the myths, and stick to the facts so you know exactly what's going on if you ever see one.
So, imagine it's late at night, you go to the kitchen, flip on the light, and there it is, one of these things zipping across your floor. Your heart probably skips a beat, right? So, the big question is, how worried do you actually need to be?
To really get a handle on the risk, we have to understand the animal itself. So first things first, let's get to know this many-legged creature a little better.
Okay, here's the most important thing to remember. Yes, they're venomous predators, but we are definitely not on their dinner menu. They hunt other bugs, not people. A centipede is pretty much only going to bite you in self-defense, like if you step on it by accident or try to grab it.
And what about all those legs? It's what they're famous for. It's wild. Some species can have up to 177 pairs of legs. And here's a little bit of trivia for you. They always have an odd number of pairs. So, believe it or not, no centipede on Earth has exactly 100 legs.
So where are you likely to bump into one of these guys? Well, they really love dark and damp spots. Think under rocks, inside old logs, maybe even in your houseplants. But honestly, they're super adaptable. You can find them just about everywhere, from the middle of the city to the desert. Now that we know the creature a bit better, let's get to the main event, the bite itself. We're going to look at what's actually happening when a centipede bites and, what are the key things you should be looking for. If you do get bitten, this is the classic sign to look for. 2 little puncture marks. That's where the venom goes in, and you can bet the area around it is going to get red and swollen pretty fast.
And get this is super interesting. It's not a mouth bite. A centipede uses a specialized pair of clawed, pointy legs right up on its first body segment. They use those to pierce the skin and inject the venom. So really, it's more like a venomous pinch from a pair of legs than a bite.
All right, so a bite happened. What's next? Let's dive into the symptoms. They can range from just, being painful to, in some pretty rare cases, a serious allergic reaction.
The first question everybody asks is, how much does it hurt? Well, it really depends on the size of the centipede. A little one, the pain is often compared to a bee sting. Yeah, it hurts for sure, but it's manageable. A big one, though, they can pack more of a punch, and that can cause some pretty intense pain.
The most common things you're going to feel right away are exactly what you'd think. Pain right where it happened, some redness, and some swelling. For most bites, these symptoms will stick around for a few hours, maybe a couple of days, and then they'll start to fade.
Okay, let's get to the most practical part. If you or someone you're with gets bitten, don't panic. Here is your simple, straightforward action plan for what to do at home.
Let's walk through it. Step 1. Apply heat. Soaking the area in hot water, hot but not so hot you burn yourself, can help break down some of the proteins in the venom. Next, just wash the spot really well with soap and water. After that, you're going to switch to cold packs or some ice to help with the swelling. And finally, you can take some over-the-counter pain relievers or an antihistamine to help with the pain and any itching.
And hey, don't forget this last part. It's really important. A centipede bite is a puncture wound, which means it can get infected. So put some antibiotic ointment on it and keep it clean and covered with a bandage.
Most of the time, you can handle these bites at home, but not always. So let's go over the really important signs that tell you it's time to stop what you're doing and call a doctor. You've got to watch for signs of infection. If you start to get a fever, or you see red streaks spreading out from the bite, or if it starts to smell bad, or hey, if it's just not getting any better after about 48 hours, that's your cue, call a doctor. You might need antibiotics. Okay, now I need you to pay very close attention to this. These are the signs of a severe allergic reaction, what's called anaphylaxis, and this is a true emergency. If there's any swelling of the lips, throat, or tongue, or if there are hives all over, dizziness, a racing heart, you need to get to an emergency room right away. No hesitation. So, we've covered the creature, the bite, the symptoms, what to do. Let's bring it all back home to that original question. Just how scared should you really be? It's time to put all this into perspective.
And the good news really comes straight from the experts. This quote says it all. For the overwhelming majority of people, these bites might be painful, but they are not dangerous, they're not fatal, and they almost never lead to any serious health problems. And if you need a number to really put your mind at ease, look at this. Since 1932, that's almost a century, there have only been between 1 and 7 confirmed deaths from centipede bites in the entire world. That one statistic shows you just how incredibly rare a fatal bite is. So,
Here's the bottom line, the big takeaway. Yes, a centipede bite can hurt, sometimes a lot, but it is very, very rarely a serious medical problem. Just knowing what to do can make all the difference, helping you stay calm and handle it the right way.
So hopefully we've turned a little bit of that fear into some solid, factual understanding. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? What other common creatures that we're scared of are maybe just misunderstood? Something to think about. Thanks for tuning in.